The Saline Solution presents Naked, the podcast series that pairs it all: real life experiences, how they were dealt with, and the lessons learned. Facing the person in the mirror always makes us check ourselves, accept our past, and guides us to make the decisions that are best for our peace of mind. Are you naked? Here's your host, Saline Griffith. This podcast is for adults 18 years and over.
Welcome to episode 8 of the Naked Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. This episode is If You Don't Laugh, You Know What's Happening After That. Now, we know the importance of laughter in your life. For me, I remember laughing at all kind of shit growing up. But I knew it was a nervous reaction at some point. And somehow, for me, when I found that when I was laughing a lot is when I was nervous, or if I don't know what the ass are doing, or that my imagination is so vivid that oftentimes you will just see something that other people will see with a plain eye, and you just like, what the fuck? And I'm a storyteller, so you tend to look at a simple situation, and the stories just start to, get itself going from there in my mind, and people won't understand what the art I'm laughing at. But you ever had a good laugh, like your side hurting you, your back hurting, your belly hurting, not a sound could come out of your mouth, tears rolling down your face, your nostrils going doom, doom, doom. You see how that's me going in and out all the time? And yet, you cannot stop the laugh. I love laughs like that. It's make you tired, but I love laughs like that. It's so freaking genuine. But that's what we're talking about today. I'll share with you some of my stories whilst I was growing up, and this is why I usually am such a very light person, even in the midst of all the fucking shit that's going on in my life. You know that you will find that very pleasant, bubbly kind of a personality, because I laugh at everything.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
So growing up now, I remembered I was a little tomboy, between the ages of five until about 8, say about 8. Even beyond that, I was a good tomboy. Not the climbing trees type, but the type who used to like to run away and uncomb your hair when your mother combed the hair. I'm always stripping down naked. Well, I'm still doing it. And this is, as I told you all before, this is why I call my podcast Naked. I'm always freaking naked, both figuratively and physically. But we live in the tropics. What the hell you doing with so much clothes on? But I remember mommy used to try to buy me them dresses, boy. You're wearing dresses for what? I want to wear pants. I want to wear my little pedal pusher. I want to wear the t-shirts and stuff like that. And I will always take off the clothes and go running away. But there was a Christmas time, boy, she buy this red dress with this big ass bow in the back. It was a red and white dress. I cried for the entire mass Christmas morning. Of course, my father hit me one clout in the back of my head, but I was like, why I have to wear this? Why I have to wear this dress? It was horrible. And now, who's more ladylike than me? Times change.
Don't do that, yeah, don't do that. Don't back on me, don't back. Don't back on me, don't back. Dancing with you, man, you only jamming, don't make pan with your bam bam. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah,
carnival jump up in school. I've been a carnival baby since I know myself. And it's like you're going to the jump up. You had to stay in your section ceiling, but in hindsight, I really wasn't somebody to follow instructions. As trier, I really do try to follow instructions. Why the fuck this dog making so much noise? And the cock crowing too. God is sickening. Yeah, I have to get better podcasting equipment, but it's okay. We're getting there. So you had to take my background noise too, right? So yes, your girl jumping up in the barn in a little pink and white bunny costume. How I reached up by the Standard 5 section earlier in the Bumblebee. No, they were wearing a kind of witch costume because my sister was in Standard 5 at the time. How I reach up there. So the man on the mic talking about the Easter Bunny in Halloween because that year they were portraying, our school was portraying all of the different kinds of characters for different events throughout the year, obviously. So I was in the Easter Bunny section. How she jumped up quite up there, my poor mother trying to run alongside the stage on Queen's Park Savannah stage for Kitty's Carnival, trying to catch me. Sailing gone clear. She's not hearing anything. She's not hearing anybody. You are a rabbit, so you're jumping fucking going. Why? Why? And then when mommy and they giving us these stories when we growing up, it's like, wow. I see it in my son now. He's that person. In the teenage years, I, in school, thought that I could enter a pageant. Do you know? And in later years, when people harassing me to go up for Miss Trinidad and Tobago, I always shied away from it, and I oftentimes would ask myself why until that that memory came to mind when I went up for pageant in school. And your girl put on this outfit, but them days my hair was not long earlier because they always used to say I have picky hair. But then you found that you're trying to comb your hair a certain way or to style it a certain way, and who could talk to you at 13, 14 years old? Who? So your girl going up for pageant and put on mommy tassels dress when I reach up on the stage, but I did forget my bottle bottom glasses on. You're seeing this picture trying to paint for your hair. So when I ended up going up on the stage now, I find I was feeling like a fucking female Urkel. So going up on the stage, I do my little number and thing, yeah? But there was a part where I had to speak to the students. You give them a little positive motivational message. And when I look into the audience, man, all them eyes looking up at me, looking like a set of fucking fish. I could not stop laughing. Could not stop laughing. And you know this song, Shower Me With Your Love by Cherish? This Cherish is the name of the band, boy. I'll play this song for you all. I gone saying, okay, let me put a little positive twist to this song. So I changed up the lyrics a little bit. Not a note could come out because I could not remember the lyrics that I rewrote, my remix. I couldn't remember it because the people, the children in the audience were looking like fish. And I couldn't stop laughing. I had to leave the stage. Of course, I only came third runner up in the people pageant. And don't talk about the time when we walking down the street after school a day. Thank God I had PE clothes in my bag. These motherfucking boys we walking down the road with. We passing this people's yard, and the yard is wide and open, but I am not seeing any gate. I also didn't see the fucking Rottweilers and them tied up. So they're barking because the boys, my friends, they go on and agitate the dogs and have them barking. But I swear I see one of them charge off on a sailing, take off, running down the street into Napuna. And when I look back, because they're running and you're bawling, Teresa from that cartoon in the Express? Teresa was her name? In Sweetbread. Sweetbread was the name of the cartoon. How the mouth was always open, right? But that's all I see. So I'm running down the street, bawling, tears flying in the wind, and screaming out, mommy, 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 peeing myself while I was screaming. And when I look back a few meters down the road, I never knew I could run so fast. No dog, and these stinking boys quite up the street laughing at my ass. Had to go in this man parlor to change my clothes because I peed on myself out of fright. Mind you, I'm always peeing somewhere. Always have to stop somewhere in the country. There's not a place in Trinidad and Tobago that I didn't pull aside at the side of the road to leave my mark. What is that? What is that? Yes, I probably need to go by the doctor and get our shit checked out. But really and truly, um, laughing at things like that, it's if you don't laugh at yourself, you're gonna give people that sort of a opportunity to fuck you up. You don't want to be that laughing stock. So you laugh. I always believe in laughing at yourself first. Unless people trying to get carried away with it, then you know where to fix their ass. Let me give you this next scenario. So your girl start working, playing womanish. You're going down Calsort Mall. You remember that store on Frederick Street? You're going down Calsort Mall. That was the place, and for those who don't know, that was the place where everybody used to assemble on a Friday or after work line or whatever on downtown Port of Spain. So that was a big spot. Why Celine will come out front on the people place and just fall down all the stairs. Now the stairs were the front of the building on Frederick Street, the busiest part of Frederick Street, which is Lower Frederick Street. So the stairwell is there, so anybody on the opposite side, anybody on the street itself will see who's inside of Calsort Mall. One misstep, and I'm going sliding down the thing like if I were in a fucking sleigh. And it didn't stop there. She continued on the other part. And my poor friends don't know what to do. So this lady come up to me. All I could remember hearing is, and this was a Christmas Eve, by the way, the two shoe heel break off the shoe. They're facing like two mufflers in the back, right? So picture this. You're wearing heels and the two shoe heels are broken. So they're facing outward and backward. And you just sit down on the ground, laughing uncontrollably. And all I could hear in the distance is this woman telling me, "You see, darling, that's why you mustn't wear cheap shoes." Fuck, the shoes wasn't no cheap shit. Back then, I didn't know about public liability insurance because I could have friggin' get some money from Calsort Mall. Damn it. But guys, it was horrible.
Hula 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 hoop, girl. You are one and the one of them are two, girl. Hula 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 hoop, girl. Bust a dance and I want a brand new girl. Hula 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 hula.
Ah boy, Maca Diamond. You know why I play this song? We go into a party, and it was my sisters, some friends, the regular crew. So we go into this party. I remember those shoes I had on, some hot red pumps, because you're stepping in. And whenever our crew reached in the dance, now we don't have to be the best looking girls or anything, but somehow when we reach, everybody know we reach because we have the most fun in our little circle. And we hear Maca Diamond's song come on. So why Celine feel that she, who always falling down, could do hula 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 hoop? There's a dance for it. You all know the dance. So your girl jump up now. She go in and do the dance, but I didn't know. Somebody spilled a drink on the ground, and you're going hula as I do the crisscross and I jump straight down on the ground. Straight down on the ground in the middle of the flicking party. Why these things is gonna happen to me, boy? Why? I remember that. And up to this day, when we get together, we laugh so heartily at that shit because it looks so dotish. Now, as I said, I have a very vivid imagination. So when you fall down, other people might fall down and feel shame. They might get up fast, fast, and keep it moving. Why I still sit down on the ground laughing uncontrollably? One is out of shame, to be honest. I was kind of embarrassed because you're walking there feeling like a diva, dancing your thing, You know the boys and them watching you, but yet you decide you go in and do this dance and fall down. But the thing is, I remembered I do have a nice, long, elegant neck. But when you see that decide to look a kind of way when you make a misstep or something, you look like a turkey. So, and oh, I remember one of my school friends used to call me that. Up to this day, he calls me turkey. It's so stupid. And so, yeah, these things, these memories really do help us to keep a little lighter. You know, I remember this time you going. I had this friend, and we say we going out. Now, there are certain times that you use the word circa. But brother man say, and I didn't know either, in all fairness to him, he said to me, and if you remember correctly, those from Trinidad, if you remember, there used to be, where residence is now, in One Woodbrook Place, there used to be a club in there called Suka, right? So I wasn't on the clubbing scene for a while, so I didn't know that Suka closed down. I don't know nothing about those things. So your girl, he called to say, what you doing tonight or whatever. So I said, I have no plans. All right, I'll pass and pick you up. No, he didn't say I'll pass and pick you up. He just said, circa 9 p.m. I'll pass for you. So your girl get all dolled up, dressed to the heavens in her nice little black bodysuit, put on my pumps, do face beat looking nice. My little ponytail was looking real cute. I ain't gonna lie to you. And when he comes to pick me up, dude is in slippers, shorts, and a t-shirt with a pizza in the back seat. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, hey, how you dress up? So when I realized what was going on, and I said, but wait, circa means around the time. But he uses it in the wrong context, eh? Shit, it wasn't me alone. He used circa in the wrong context. So your girl now, I had to mask at him, and no, I just felt like dolling up tonight and whatever. It's just to go back by him and watch TV or probably fuck and eat the pizza. I don't know. But your girl was looking well cute that night because I thought Circle Club was open. My girlfriends had such a good laugh at me, but I had to tell him eventually, yeah? I couldn't keep that one to myself because I wanted for us to laugh together about that. And talking about the sex part, you'll ever no, I'm not even asking you this question because I know it happens. I've seen it on different memes and TikTok messages, not messages, TikTok videos and shit like that, where you get that punani fart when you're having sex. I break out in such a laughter because I find it sounds so stupid. Oh, why does that happen? Oh gosh, man, it's so embarrassing. But yeah. And then too, when you're having sex and you don't have that chemistry with your partner at the time, so you find the rhythm is off. Those are the things that make me break out in laughter and just kill the whole vibe because it's like, what are we even doing? And I like to call it out, because you can't be giving me all this talk, all this foreplay, and your action shitty. Come now, man. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. But all in all, we know that laughter is a great way of stress management. You must know this. And it's important to find yourself a reason to laugh or a reason to smile every day. It really does put you in a lighter mood. More importantly, if you can laugh at yourself. If you laugh at yourself, that's a form of being naked with yourself, being true to who you are and not masking certain things, right? I think that actually helped me with accepting who I am as a person. I am clumsy. I fall down all the time. I always have bloopers when I'm speaking, especially, look at that, especially when I'm hungry. I mix up my words all the time because of my early childhood dyslexia. And all of these things. Now, I could have looked at these things in a different light and be very depressed by it. But I've learned to accept myself as I am and just laugh at the shit. So even if other people want to come and laugh at you for certain things, you know that you're comfortable with yourself in that space in the first place to know, hey, I do shitty things, I make mistakes, and I can laugh at myself. But there's a thin line between laughing for stress relief and laughing when laughing could also be a sign of nervousness, as I mentioned before. It could be a sign of nervousness and depression as well. So we have to be careful to look out for that, right? Of course, we know about this term called toxic positivity, so we have to look out for that at all times. So it all boils down to just being very, very authentic with yourself. Now, don't get it twisted, eh? I have had to pull up several friends and people in general. If you see me laughing at myself for something that I have done or whatever, that doesn't give you the liberty to feel that you could come and make me the subject of your jokes, because then we'll have a problem. There's no way I'm tolerating disrespect. And I had to pull up many friends for that, because people just get carried away and you just have to keep them in check. Keep them in check. I can laugh at myself, and I encourage you to laugh too. But when something isn't funny, you're going to get pulled up for that shit. You understand? Because at the end of the day, I would not ever laugh at someone else's demise. Trust and believe when I tell you that. You have to know your limits. You have to know your boundaries. So if something is happening to someone and they're hurt by it, or they're looking some type of way, you know how people tend to laugh at people when they're physically challenged. Adults do that shit, Laugh at people when they're physically challenged and stuff like that. That isn't funny. And you have to know when to draw the line. Please don't be an asshole in life. Please, I encourage you. And it's important that we understand. And I was looking at an article published by the Mayo Clinic on mayoclinic.org, where they were telling you the short-term effects of laughter. It helps to stimulate your organs. It enhances that rich air organ intake, stimulates your heart, your lungs, and your muscles. It increases endorphins released by the brain as well. It also helps to activate and relieve a stress response. So it will help you to know how to address a situation if you just plug that bit of laughter in the midst there to help you know how to manage that situation. And it soothes tension as well. There are also some long-term effects of laughter. It improves the immune system, would you believe? It relieves pain, increases your personal satisfaction, and it improves your mood. We all know this. It's important to understand that. And there are some people who do not have a sense of humor. I can't fault you for it. Maybe you just didn't grow up in an environment where people laugh at things or had light moments growing up. It's just part of your body makeup where your chemistry isn't wired in that way that you will have those sort of genes in you. I don't know. I'm no scientist, so I don't know. But there are actually some people who, like Daria, they don't have a sense of humor. But all isn't lost. There are ways that you can improve your sense of humor. I always say, my guy, whoever he is, whenever he reach, I throw away my checklist up, but some things I'm not compromising on. You see, your spirituality, your financial stability, but sense of humor, those three are always together. They have the same level of importance. You have to have a sense of humor to be around me. But anyway, I digress. So improving your sense of humor, if you don't have one, you can put humor on your horizon. You can put humor on your horizon. Can you tell that I'm hungry? Because yeah, I'm starting to mix up these words. Yeah, look up some comics, look up some jokes online, or even be around people who there are lots of comedy shows around. So you can look up some of these comedians. They're really cool. I love Tiffany Haddish. She's really, really cool with her comedy. Of course, Dave Chappelle. They always have a deep message, but yet they bring it about in such a cool way. I love Ellen DeGeneres as well because her messages are really funny. Her jokes are funny, but yet you tend to get that little twist in it. Although sometimes for Ellen, I think she could border on making fun of people, so sometimes she gets switched off for that shit. I'm not having it. Um, there are many, many comedians that you can align yourself with and see if that can trigger something in you. When you laugh, the world laughs with you, not at you. They laugh with you. Always remember that. So try to keep a nice, light, positive demeanor about yourself. And if you share a laugh, even if it's corny, now every day before I close off my show, I give a corny joke and it's intentionally corny because that's when you get people to listen to it and they say, but what is she coming with now? He's so silly, silly, but you will get a little chuckle from them. And you don't know how that little few seconds of a chuckle could definitely change someone's mood at some point in time. You never know what people are experiencing. So it's important that you keep a little light but sensitive at the same point in time. You can't be laughing all the time, obviously. So you really, really want to be a nice, light personality so that people can find it easy to come to you. One that's trusting as well, that people can feel comfortable to come to you and speak to you as well. Guys, this was a short episode. I really just wanted to get a little personal in this one with you guys, personal and light, because I really do. That's a part of me. I laugh at myself all the time. Would you believe I'll be in my apartment by myself, laughing like if there's someone here with me, all because I just remembered some shit from long ago? It's really cool when you can do stuff like that. No, I'm not mad. But on a more serious note, I want to acknowledge our neighbors in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and other um, neighbors to themselves like Barbados and St. Lucia who have experienced so much devastation as a result of the eruption of La Soufrière volcano. Many of us have not experienced something like this in our lifetime, and it's definitely a phenomenon, one that we have to be very sensitive about. We don't see it, we didn't experience it, all we're seeing are videos and photos, and we are marveled by it. We look at it with marvel and say, oh my gosh, this is something else. But think about what these people are actually experiencing. So make sure to look out for where we can lend some aid to our neighbors in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because I know it's a tough time for you guys. Our prayers and thoughts are with you. So I hope that you find a little opportunity to find a chuckle in the midst of what you are experiencing right now. But in the meantime, have a laugh.
Anybody got that one friend? That one friend that can motivate you to do shit you ain't got no damn business doing. That friend that can make you move into doing things you know you're gonna go to jail for. You ever see that movie Pinocchio? Remember when Pinocchio was trying to go to school? He's trying to be a good boy, just a good little boy. And then his friend came up and said, let's go to Fun Island. It's going to be so cool. Yeah, let's go. And then he's like, yeah, we go. And then they turn into fucking donkeys. They turn into jackasses. That's what the fuck happened to me. My friend called me. She's like, Tiffany, come on, let's go out. I'm like, nah, girl, I got to go to bed. She's like, Tiffany, have you celebrated this year? I was like, what do you mean have I celebrated? Did you celebrate? Celebrate what, bitch? What are you talking about? Tiffany, you was the very first African-American female stand-up comedian to host SNL, and you won an Emmy for that. You won an Emmy for it. Did you celebrate? Did you celebrate, Tiffany? I said, no, I went to my next job trying to get an Emmy for that motherfucker. She said, okay. But you was in a movie with Kevin Hart, and it made over $100 million. You was in a movie. spent over $100 million. Did you go out and celebrate that, Tiffany? I said, no. Well, you know what? Yes, I did. I celebrated by cashing that check from that movie that made $100 million. That was my celebration. Thank you. Check cash. She said, but Tiffany, when you were 16, you could not read. You learned how to read. And then you wrote a book, and it came out, and it was on the New York's bestseller list. You did audio book, and that was on the New York bestsellers list. And you got nominated for a Grammy for reading out loud, bitch. Did you celebrate? Did you celebrate getting a Grammy for reading out loud? Do you know how inspiring that is to people that hate reading? Bitch, there's people out here who can't sing that can read. Now they finna be reading to get Grammys. I said, girl, nah, I'm not working on my Hooked on Phonics program so I could write a better book that's more eloquent. She said, Tiffany, it's gonna be a gang of dick in the club. I said, well, shit, you should have said that shit in the first place. I was out there partying my ass off, dancing, drinking more than I ever drank in my whole entire life. I was drinking everything. Anything somebody handed to me, I was drinking it. Man, I was so messed up. My kidneys failed on me. I'm pretty sure I peed in the Uber. I know my Uber rating went down. Got me to the hotel. Boom, I went to sleep, right? They wake me up in the middle of the day and say, Tiffany, you gotta do a video. You gotta do a video to let everybody know where you gonna be at tonight. You gotta let everybody know. And I said, oh, okay. I don't feel so good. I don't think I should do it. They said, get out in the sun, get out in the sun. You can do it. If you see this video will tell you this is not gonna be a good show. This show is gonna be horrible. I didn't know where the fuck I was gonna be performing at. It was bad. It was another bad choice. Check it. It's a bad idea. Just look.
What up, y'all? I'm gonna lie to you. I've been out here in Miami since yesterday night or early this morning, and I partied. I partied all night.
I can't open my eyes, y'all.
Not even night. I partied all morning. I went to bed at 7. It's whatever time it is right now, I'm up. I'm ready to do this show tonight.
Now,
New Year's Eve. I'm about to party. I'm about to party some more. Who coming to party with me? Who coming to ring in the New Year with me? You get the James.
I don't know the name of the place.
I forget the name of the theater. Go to my website, tiffanyadams.com, you can find out where it's at.
You tell my breath stank.
James L. Knight Center Theater. James L. Theater Center Night. Ciroc is still in my system. The party's real. The party's gonna be so lit. Get your tickets, tiffanyhaddish.com. New Year's Eve, let's go. Yay!
She was not ready. She's not ready. Anybody with any common sense be like, that show's gonna be bad. She don't even know where the fuck she
at. Thank you to my editing boss, Cam Productions, for always helping us out with our editing for this podcast. And thank you for listening. Remember, if you have a comment or you want to share your views, your jokes with us as well, you can go to The Salient Solution on both Facebook and Instagram and leave me a comment. They're always happy to hear from you and looking forward to what we share together on the Naked podcast. I'm always happy to get naked with you guys. So remember to be a good human.
Happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.